Hello and welcome to my Sunday Front. Today, I'm eating some raviolis. This is my plate with quesadillas, and I have a Diet Coke. So I have this Diet Coke. Okay, so for today I have world news, I guess, and but like I said, I have my raviolis, and I'm gonna give them a taste, see what it tastes like. Get some of this juice off my plate. It's super good. These are literally Chef Boyardee. Let's give one a try. I just put some spices in there and put some water in it. Delicious. I usually don't know what day it is. So, I don't know what day it is. I'm just playing. But I have the world news that I thought maybe y'all should make sure that you're caught up with. So, research in space is underway. We landed on the moon to allow for time to study the outer space. So we didn't use like a brand new rocket. I think it's called Explorer X, and it had been sitting there, and it was like, what is that? What is that? It's a secret. It's a secret. And they had moved it there since I don't know when. And they had been buying and buying and buying parts for it. And it was just like this awesome operation that just went over smoothly. And it attracted a lot of attention. But I'm thinking maybe it was more the conspiracy people that got word and started looking into it. It went live with a literal countdown, and it took a few hours. It took several hours, and when they got to where they were trying to get to, it was just so exciting. I felt like a kid again. I was just like, just biting my nails, just like I was just so excited. Like this was just like, it's the moon, guys. Come on, it's the moon. Get into it. This is my channel. And more serious news, because like I know like a lot of people have come here to this channel because I give like updates on the Palestine Israel situation and the genocide, the UN situation. So as you know, the court had ordered IDF to take more seriously and hold accountability in the event that genocide would be just, according to the jury, it would be an accusation. It would be alleged that they need to watch what they're doing, because there's more and more people having interest here. So given all the things that have happened, it's just like, and it's not to say that IDF is solely responsible for all these things. There's so many people trying to help. Like I said, Israel's 100% in. There are other countries trying to back and support. Even Biden has been there since day one, boots on the ground. He went and spoke and tried to do what he does. And he even told them, please watch the situation should anything occur in Gaza that was, deemed barbaric. And even all these warnings and all these things, this happened, and this continues happening. I'm not going to say this is the first time this happened. It's not. And that's why they brought it up. 125 civilians in Gaza died attempting to gather supply from aid trucks. Now, the situation as far as aid, the situation as far as having volunteers and having organizations aiding to feed, to clothe, to shelter these people, to give them a hospital, anything that they could possibly do, because they are in a war situation. Of course, there's people who are specialized in that, but they also have, either been evacuated, they have been accused of things, and they continue having allegations brought against them. And this has hindered and got, behind the larger, you know, I feel like concept of humanitarian effort. But somehow these trucks, through legislation, through all kinds of things, made it. An IDF, as the group neared the trucks to fetch the supply, opened fire, seemingly blindingly, shooting towards the crowd. The casualties mounted even after the event. So the casualties were like 100. A day ago it was 113, and then I checked again and it was rising. I just wrote 125 because I hope it doesn't climb up to there, but at this point, the people have zero medical aid. So whatever they're suffering, they're out there in the elements. They don't have food, and just guys, be aware, and support them, keep them in your thoughts. And like I said, this has been a talking point for many politicians, a talking point for world leaders, and just around the globe, this is an issue. So, the largest panhandle fire in Texas history took a large portion of North Texas by surprise, even with rainstorms in the forecast. Amarillo area was still a cautious state. Even afterwards, it was still in caution, as well as nearby counties. So there were 3 big fires. It says Windy Deuce Fire, Smoke Creek Fire, and Grapevine Creek Fire. But this broke records, I guess, and caused a panic state. Like I said, it shocked everybody because, in Texas, things happen, but to this size, it was devastating. So, I think around the same time, 5 states were hit with tornadoes. So videos of tornadoes went viral, causing fires while taking down power lines, lightning, wind, and rain causing need for aid. So there was like outages and stuff, and so like they were trying to scramble for supply and try to get people to come and fill pantries and stuff, because they were just like a bunch of rural areas that were struck. I think that morning I opened the window and I just felt like a gust of wind just sweep through my home. I was just like, wow, I just opened it. It looked so nice outside. It was gray, which was strange. It was really eerie. And I opened the window and just gusts of wind. And it was just a continuous gust of wind. And I was like, I can't imagine what it was like this morning because it was really early. So I heard a little bit of rain, but I didn't understand that, that it really, really took, its toll. I didn't understand that. So Trump and Biden visited the border, and I know like they're big um, names when you talk about the border because when their two presidential um, they took presidency when the border was a hot topic. Um, so they visited the border as the 2024 elections near. Both had crowds waiting to hear the speech. They did have separate rallies, but like I said, people want to hear them. We, like to hear different points of view um, and just like commentary from people who have power and authority and have offered different angles on tackling the issues that arise from human migration and immigration process. So also I did see a lot of activity, like people were illegally sheltering migrants, and there's cause for concern that they're being taken and used for labor and trafficked in this way and other exploitative ways. So, like, I think I think the majority feels these immigrants are unnecessarily um, rallying and against the first world that they live in, and I feel like um, that's a deluded state to be speaking from. That angle, that point of view is incorrect, and I'm not going to tell you and sit here and be your mom because she should have raised you better in the first place. But for you to come and say human A is inferior than human B because of where they were born, you are seriously delusional. Um, the right to migrate is a free reign concept. It is a human right to, breed, procreate where you want. It is inherited right of ours that we can, as long as we're processed, become citizens. That as long as we can, you know, freely travel to another country as human beings, period, as a person, to have a right as a person, it comes first. Um, and it brings a lot to mind of the thoughts that hate speech has become a normalized thing. Um, and it's really, 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 it's actually a tragedy if you think about it. And all the regular people like me, like us, are silenced. How about we hear both sides of the story? How about we hear both sides of the story? How about we hear both sides of the story? And then we can come to conclusion who's wrong here. And then we can come to conclusion who's the barbarian here. And then we can come to conclusion who's the bad guy. I'm done talking about that. In gory news, Long Island school children walking to school find an arm. Investigators initially then found a leg. So today, upon further investigation, they found a head and determined that those parts belong to both male and female. The dismembered bodies were found at a park picnic area in Babylon, Suffolk County. Now, the victims' tattoos are hoped to bring identification faster. So, there is hope that they will identify who they are, and justice alone can say, pinpoint at what group they were in, maybe associated with the predator, or somehow they grew to know this person or grew to become a victim, a fallen victim. But somehow, you know, the cops believe that they can connect the dots, and hopefully this will happen sooner and allow for closure for their families and friends and stuff. So, attempt to collab, attempt to extort. I have this thing I want to talk about. These days I find positive posts rare. And like I said, there's so many positions out there, you know, but who's talking? You know what I mean? So, and that's why I say, you guys, invest in quality content, invest in quality entertainment. Don't be a sheep. These days, I find positive posts are rare. I generally don't wonder if there is a shortage of original content. So, after attempting to collab with more than a bunch of folks you guys warned me about, and then soon after finding myself recklessly depicted as a violent insert bias, citing me incorrectly. And I want to tell you guys, they used video, they used photos, they used pictures of me, just different things of me, just sub-mentioning me, just talking about me and my life and my personal affects, attacking my character, um, just different things like generalizing me. Um, they don't even mention my channel or my actual legal name or anything like that. They just like, it's like as if they have a following of a crowd that wants to hear this stuff, or a following of maybe similar like bully minded people, or just betas that love crapping on insert citing me incorrectly, even though I am in the public eye, largely on YouTube, and am a famous face in many brands, productions, etc. So, yes, she is part of the problem. Yes, they are trouble. Yes, it's them constantly creating issues that made Mayo, Karen, and Ken and other guys famous. Are you hitting low or got the right one this time? For what? The right one for what? Because if it's to ask for a designated driver binge night, not for a pigeon, not me at least. So you guys know that I'm trying to grow my channel, and when I reached out, they automatically assumed that I was trying to use them, and they said this to a bunch of people and totally derailed the conversation into extortion. Like started exploiting my race, like everything about me, because I work in a men's space. I work in a place where we talk men's issues. I work in the manosphere. I was one of the first ones here. That's why I say, my face, my voice, my stance, because I've been here for a very long time. That said, when they're talking my areas, I know my areas. I know my boys. I know where I belong. I don't wander off. I don't, what for? And you proved me right. What I tell you guys, my boys are number one, and you will never, ever touch this face. I don't care if you're a girl, I don't care if you're a boy. You can't handle us. That's why you demean us every chance you get. That's why you call us names. That's why you talk down on us. That's why you use every angle in the book, every story that you get your hands on. Every time you get an interview, you mention us. You mention something about our personal affects just to bring and tear us down. Like if we're so unfamiliar. It's not us that is brand new here. It's not us that has to prove ourselves. It's not me, for example, that I have to sit here and say, hi, you guys. welcome to this and that because I'm brand new. Honey, I'm not brand new here. This ain't my first rodeo. You know, I'm not going to say dusty, but rusty because you need to oil them limbs up before you speak on me with such a loose lipped, you know, theme. But I, I'm, I don't know what to say, you guys. I really tried. So I tried that route, and that was not the route I wanted to take. And I think a lot of times when it comes to my channel, I use my heart, and this time I use my brain, and it didn't work out. But you know, time will tell what works and what doesn't work. And like I said, this was like one of the only instances that required to speak to another person, and it didn't work out. But I will continue working on my channel. I'm not going anywhere. Just like I've been here, I was one of the first ones to be here, and you will continue seeing my face. You will continue having this channel. For you, you will always be able to pop in here and see some new original content, for example, um, and be able to enjoy a new fresh take on men's issues from one of the founders. So that said, I'll see you guys again soon on my son different. Bye bye. Bye.